Let's go live. Should we go live? Let's go live. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Influence Hour from Go Live with Kinyo. I'm your host. It's me. It's Kinyo. We're back here. Um, Thank you so much for checking out the show. Of course, shout out to our all of our sponsors. Go to kinyo.org. Um, and then go to this is everything. You want to find all the stuff where it's at, where it's how to get it, your life, next level, whatever, what I'm talking about, what you're talking about, it's kinyo.org. So go check out kinyo.org. Do that. Anyway, also go check out www.project4.tv. That is one of the things that you will also find on kinyo.org, but it's a separate thing. It's a streaming service. It's a community platform. It's the future. It really is. You know, I see a lot of stuff going on, trends and stuff. I follow some of them. I participate in some, but overall, I'm just like, oh, this is really cool. Let's see what we can do. What else? Check out the other sponsor, www.laddieton.com. Which you could also get there by going to kinyo.org again. But if you go to Laddieton, you'll find out that it's a shopping paradise. You can buy different stuff, music, anything that you're thinking about, books, art, products, different things. But today, our episode, the name of the episode is Stage. And welcome to the stage, my guest, who's here now. So I'm not going to wait. I'm going to bring the guest in because he's here. So I'm not going to wait. I'm going to bring him in. He's an awesome fellow. I first came in contact with him for a while ago, and he's been working on his music and his art since then. And yeah, let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. Let's do it. And I hope you guys can hear me. Sometimes I speak too low. I'm going to work on my sound and everything like that one day, you know. If you want me to get more stuff, there's no way to donate to this stream. All you can do is go to kinyo.org, buy a product maybe. That's the only thing you could do, really, if you wanted to. I think, Vera, what's up, man? Can you hear me? I have you in here, but I have no sound from you. They won't get to see you without sound and then video, but I'm sure you're hacking it right now. I'm sure you're figuring it out. Hold on. I think I can hit you up with some boom. Here we go. Should be cool. Thank you guys again for coming back to the Influence Hour. And what we want to do here at the Influence Hour is think about the things that are going on. And really, you know, I don't think about it as recommending things. I think about it more as, you know, okay, cool. He's coming back on his phone. I think about it more as thinking about what it is that we do pay attention to. What are we paying attention to? Let's think about it for a quick second, because there's probably a shift on it. You know, when I say the stage, it makes me think about so many of the things that we do. You know, why do we call certain people pretentious? What is the idea of pretense? The facades that we can use to interact with society. What are we bringing? Why is there even a stage? Do we need it? What do we put there? Attention. What do we keep from there? You know, there's this whole idea, you know, you watch movies and people talk about this idea of being afraid. You know, public speaking is one of the greatest fears. People are afraid to speak in public. And part of me is like, you know, maybe that's a good thing, because you don't want people who feel like they can just say anything for the people and do whatever they want. Maybe, you know, it's a value, it's a respect for what's going on. Maybe that is why that people have a fear of public speaking. They're like, you know what? Hey, I don't know if I'm ready. But at the same time, with certain things, I really wonder, should you be keeping this back? This thing that is you, that is all you? I don't know. I don't know. I think that there's a lot of things that we keep from the stage, we keep from the public that maybe is for them, you know? I remember, and this is a good time to do it because I have a little bit of extra time. I remember my first performance, um, solo performance, because I'd been in a band. I was the drummer in the band. I was like, I was also the lead singer, actually, but the band wasn't together anymore. So this is my first solo performance of my own stuff. And I had not written any of the songs yet. I was showing up to the place. I was writing the songs literally in the car on the way there. Like I can't tell you make what made me procrastinate till that last moment. Because when I'm really thinking about it, I'm like, my life was not that busy. If anything, I was hanging out with someone um, the day before. I can't think because it was like a Friday night, but I went up there, um, and I had one song. I think I had one song like outlined and written. I should have just canceled the thing. But back then, everything felt like it was so. This was the moment. If I missed this moment, I was going to miss this definition of myself, or I wasn't living up to this ideal. Because everything was new. I hadn't done anything yet, and so to me, I was moving off the steam of looking at people like Jimi Hendrix. I was diving um, into the idea of myself as an artist based off of the artists that I had consumed thus far. So, anyway, cut a long story short, it was a disaster of a show. I got up there and I screamed. It was one lady, she was actually dozing off. I wish my music had been peaceful. She would have just kept sleeping. But as soon as I started my thing, I remember how the song went. Basically, it was like, I don't remember what was going on. The laptop wasn't working, the cable that the guy had used. And I was like, no, it's cool. Don't worry. Let's just keep it going. And I was like, yeah. So it was like one track. It was just organ. It was like, that's my favorite thing to do. So I'm sure that's what it was back then. And then I just got on there and I was like, don't change, don't change, don't change. That would have been cool if that's what I did, but I did a version of that was even louder, and I was just screaming. And it wasn't a song. Anyway, that was my first solo performance. So really my only solo performance. The only other solo music performances that I've done, one was at, oh, no, I have done one. I've actually done one. I was on tour. I can't remember the name of the, not, I wasn't on tour, I was in San Antonio. The artist was on tour. But she came to San Antonio, and I was on her San Antonio spot at, what's the name of the spot? I cannot remember for the life of me. Anyway, I'm now officially rambling, and that's not what we do here on Influence Hour, because this is a show about change. But anyway, I told you that whole story. I told you that whole story because I wanted to get at something very important, which is we have this idea of stage fright. And we have this idea of things that should be brought to the stage and what shouldn't be brought to the stage. But I submit that yes, we should be afraid, but we shouldn't be apprehensive. We should regulate our lives based on our ability to hit the stage. You know what I mean? Our ability to deliver. There's a reason I think product launches create such an emotion in society. You look at product launches are very similar to large scale performances. It's because When you launch the new Apple iPhone, you're not launching an iPhone. Just like when you play this song and you're Kanye West or you're John Mayer, you're not just playing that song. We're all playing that song. We're all joining in on that moment. And yes, we're thankful to you for ushering it in. But anyway, I just mean it's a larger moment. And when you respect your community enough to present your ideas on their stage, they will give you feedback. That's one of the main premises of a lot of what I do regarding media. Because media is it's a free stage. And I don't like to be on the stage all the time. Truthfully, I'm not even a stage person. But there's options when it comes to life. And this can be your stage, or someone else's attention can be your stage. And so I choose to create my own stage. But yeah, that's what I mean when I say stage. And I also love the idea of especially Go Live with Kinyo, because I think of it as a privilege of mine to be able to create stages for artists. What if you went through a game like Mario and there were no levels? It'd be weird. But when you get things like a show bringing you on to interview you, like my show, it does cool stuff for you. It gives you cool vibes. All right, Jay Vera is back. Let's get him in here. Jay Vera, I see the photo. Okay, it's looking a little bit more official. I hear noises. I think I got the OG Jay Vera with me. I saw a flash. Whoa, this guy's looking way better than me. Coming on my show.
What's up?
No, but I was fully prepared for that.
What's that?
How do you think about just how you look? How do you categorize that as far as your approach to the universe? When you say I'm going outside, people are going to see me. What's like there? What do you think?
I feel like a unicorn. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I feel like people look at me like that. Unicorns really exist, and that's what that is.
Yeah.
No, I honestly, I feel like I've been wanting to do the look. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And I just was like always afraid to do it. And I kid you not, this past weekend, like my eyes, as soon as I woke up, I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And I didn't tell anybody except my management. I'm on the way to my hairstylist. I was like, I called my managers and I was just like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Is this cool? And like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to tell anyone. I mean, it looks really good. I mean, I think it looks super cool. I think it looks super. You know what's interesting to me? How old are you?
I just turned 26 this month.
Okay. So you're a little. I mean, I'm 31, so I'm a little bit older than you. But I don't know if you remember the thong song from Cisco, but when the thong song came out, I was pretty much I was into the idea of having silver hair. I thought that would be super duper cool. But I never actually did it. So I respect.
You should have done it. I feel like I have superpowers, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's jump into it. Let me get a clear intro. Intro yourself for the people. Let the people know who you are.
Oh, what's up, guys? My name is Jay Vera. I am a singer-songwriter from the south side of San Antonio, Texas, and I'm ready to conquer the world.
What does the south side mean to you? Okay, you know what? Talk for at least 2 minutes because I'm hearing someone ring the doorbell, so I'm gonna go check.
Okay.
While I'm thinking that you talk for 2 minutes, make sure you say deep stuff because I'm gonna come back and watch this episode.
Yeah.
And you're in charge.
No pressure. No pressure whatsoever. And he's gone. Cool. So yeah, was born and raised in San Antonio, Texas. I am a very proud Southsider. Like I never even like realized until one of my best friends had mentioned to me that he was like, you know, every time you introduce yourself, you always say that you're from the South Side, and I was like, do I really? And then I just noticed it right now. I really do say that, and I don't know what it is. I guess us Southsiders of San Antonio we're proud people. So shout out to all my Southsiders who will be watching this now and or watching this later. But yeah,
I'm back.
and he's back.
Yeah. No, but yeah, but how much did you get into about who you are?
I talked about the South Side.
Okay. Now, what
That is as much as I got.
jump into, because I have three questions. This is really a short show, but I have three questions. But I do want to see, what does the South Side mean to you?
Honestly, when I think of if I can just put it all into in one word, I visualize the word family, and the reason why it's um in my neighborhood particularly, I feel so safe in my neighborhood because we all know each other. And like all the houses on that street, like all the families, it's like three generations of families, and so we all know each other, and we all watch out for each other. It's like really funny. Like if we don't recognize somebody walking down the street, like the phone will go off and be like, "Hey, there's somebody weird outside. Like just keep an eye out." So it's we're always watching out for each other, and it's just we take care of each other.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. I just wanted to know because I see different parts of communities, and I've been in San Antonio for a minute, but anyway,
Yeah.
let's get into it. Let's get into it. So the first question I like to ask is, what has over the last 3 or 4 years been the main points of growth in your journey? Like, what would you say up to 6 years over these years, your main points of just like, you know what, this was me growing.
Honestly, points. Wow. So my growth actually came from a tremendous amount of heartbreak. It came from a lot of failure, and it came from a lot of losses. I had to go through really tough seasons in order for me to get better, and I had to go through these certain scenarios for me to grow and learn and be better and be smarter. And so, as much as it was tough during those seasons of the aches and the pains, coming out of it, I was so much more stronger and better and wiser. And so I'm really grateful for those, for the tough times, because it's there's this saying like a diamond doesn't become a diamond until it goes through the fire first.
Right. Right. Yeah, and diamonds are created with like crazy amounts of pressure, and
Hmm.
you know, so I love that, and and when we, yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna, because if I was just gonna be me, I would go off on it right now, but I'm trying to.
Go off for the people.
You know
Say it
what?
loud for the people in the back.
Because you said it, I'm gonna go off a
Go
little bit.
off,
I think some
please.
people don't understand the games, the game that we're in, and I don't call it a game for any specific reason because it's not a game.
Hmm.
But what it's all experience. You know what I mean? Before you came on, I was telling this story of my first performance, and it was the worst thing ever. Like I didn't even write the songs ahead of time. I'm telling you the truth. I didn't write the songs. I was just like, one song I kind of had like outlined, and the other song I was like writing. My friend was driving me. I was a drummer, and I just come from like drumming at this church, and they paid me. And so I was just like, all right. And I was in a band before, but the band broke up. I was going solo, which is a weird thing. Like you would think it
Yeah.
wouldn't be weird, but it's actually pretty weird to go from the band to yourself. And then
Hmm.
it was terrible. It was awful. But I feel like I got a lot of stuff out in that one performance, which was you're afraid of a lot of stuff. A lot of the things that we
Hmm.
call the worst moments in our lives, and like this went terribly. It was more about your fear about how you felt about that situation, how
Hmm.
much really actually happens. And so people hold back from getting the experience that is going to help them
Yeah.
grow, become the
Yeah.
person they actually want to be, because they're afraid of a couple of awkward situations.
Yeah. I tell you what, like one of those, like something that I always hold on to is I tell myself that I wasn't created to live in the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of sound mind. I was not created for fear. We weren't created to live in fear.
Right, right. I love that. I love that. All right, let's go to the next question. Um, Excitement. So when you think about your future and you're like, oh, whew, you mean I got more years on this planet? I got longer? What gets you excited about the JVR future?
Honestly, the biggest thing there's like two things, but probably the most that I could probably say, like what just gets me really excited is I know in the future there's going to be new music that's going to be coming out, and so my biggest thing that I love to do out of everything that I do is I love performing in front of people, and I love being on the stage, and I love interacting with people because this gives people an opportunity to get to know who I am, and they get a little piece of my mind. And so I'm really excited about that. That's what like I always look forward to, getting in front of people and showing them the art that we're creating.
Yeah. Do you feel like I'm going to branch off before I go to my last question? Do you feel like the virtual stuff, like performing virtually, do you feel like it is too great of a hurdle to overcome to really be able to enjoy it? Because sometimes I'm like, if you could have 40 people in the live stream, how come that doesn't feel like 40 people at a show? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can definitely see where it can be a challenge, but right now our one of my biggest concerns and my team's biggest concerns is ensuring the safety of the supporters. So we don't want people coming out and putting people at risk. And so in it's a hard thing to juggle. Like even me, I'm not gonna lie, even right now, I am still trying to find the niche in the virtual shows and the virtual performances, because it's not the same. It's not the same as being in a live show where you can feel the energy of the crowd, and everyone's shouting and dancing, and it feels so awesome and it feels so cool. And then you take that all away and you're just in a quiet room and
Yeah.
you don't hear the crowd, you don't get the vibe. So it honestly, it's a bit of a struggle, it's a bit of a hurdle, but it's definitely something that I can overcome. It's
Right.
just getting used to it. We are in, times are changing, and we're in a new place, and so it's just kind of uh, adapting to our environment.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, cool. All right, well, the banger, the big question of the show. Um, I'm going over in my mind the last few things you said, because sometimes I'm like processing, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, for sure. You're good.
I'm authentic on this show. I'm just my real self.
No, I love that. I love that.
But
That's why the people love you, because you're so real. You're just
you know what I mean? I think you don't have a choice though. Like anyway,
honestly.
you really don't. Like if you want to like do stuff at speed, because that's I think what holds people back sometimes too. They're like, oh, like people are seeing me. They're like, oh, I don't like how I look in that photo. I'm like, well, I apologize. It's you.
See, you're the issue, not I.
Yeah. It's like, I don't like how I look in the video. I'm like,
Right.
so I don't know. But anyway.
I just gotta say, I'm really excited that this happened. When we were talking about this in the DMs, I had immediately contacted my managers, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on? Can we do this? Like, do we have anything scheduled?" Like, "Nah, go for it." And I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Oh man, that's so cool. All right, well, let's get the last question, which is pretty simple. What is your favorite product that you purchased in the last 24 hours?
My favorite product that I have purchased in the last.
Surprised by this question, which lets me know that they don't watch like the episodes of previous guests before they come on the show, which is interesting to me. I mean, I haven't had a bunch of guests, but I'm like, That means you're not that nervous. That means you're confident. You're like, I'm gonna come into the interview, no matter what, questions get answered. Bring up.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Bring
so
up.
you said the question was my favorite product that I bought within the last 24 hours.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Man, in the last 24 hours. My hair. I technically bought. I mean, it's real, but like it was a whole hair thing. And is that considered is it a product? Is that considered a product? Is this
product or service? You know what? I don't know if I should include services. Is that weird? I feel like services are a product though, so never mind.
It kind of is. I think it is. I mean, it's either that or like the Whataburger that I that I ate. That's kind of a that'd be like second underneath.
2 entries. The last episode had 2 entries also. Okay, yeah. So I like that. The hairstyle is a big deal. You know, I'm doing the hat because I'm like, and I got my first question on the hat. I've been wearing this hat for like a week now, the Kinyo, and I got my first question yesterday, and the dude was like, "What's Kinyo.org?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my website." I don't know. It's cool to like walk around.
Yeah.
Especially in like a time where like everything is, you know, the IG Reels, TikTok era where everything is like your face, social media.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta have something in this region
going on. You know what? I like that you said that because that is so true. Like we were in an era where like most people like this is the product. Like this right here. This all like from your shoulders up. Your face is the product.
Your shoes really don't matter. It doesn't matter what you got going on your feet. Pants, that's like 10% of the time. Shirts, maybe the shirt, but really,
hey, I ain't gonna lie. If we're gonna be real, if we're gonna be authentic, I'm kind of in my boxers right now.
I believe it. I would have done it, except for that would have been like an extra move for me to.
I was like, I gotta really show this part up.
I'm not gonna close, but if I wasn't already, anyway. Okay, this is top 10 episodes, even though I've only done 9, I think so. But anyway, this is a great episode. And thank you so much for coming on. And we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about how we present ourselves, which was kind of the main thing that I wanted to deconstruct. And then we rounded it up with your head and your hair. You guys, you got to do something with this part of your body. Okay, everybody out there, whatever's going on here, a lot of people already are. But if you're not, get it going up here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where can they find you? I didn't do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So all my social media is like super simple. At the J Vera, TheJvera. You can get all my stuff at that. At the J Vera.
Okay. At the J Vera, Vera. I kind of want to use this moment to talk about something that's not entirely related. And it's have confusing Instagram handles. No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to get into that. This is a
no, please, because hold up. Okay, like, real quick. Like, I know we're like making this quick, but like one of my biggest pet peeves is when you have like a really great artist and then they give their handle at the end, and you're like,
right?
And you're like, well, you couldn't have made that like easier. Like,
I don't want to break too much into it, but that's the most like they're on the radio, like somewhere else, and they're giving out their thing, like, yeah, they're like, it's like at good sunny, but instead of S's, it's X's.
Yeah, it's Z's.
And,
and don't forget the underscore. And I'm just like, I don't even want to look anymore.
I'm like, that's terrible. Like, you had this opportunity. Like, everyone used to say something, and then you decided to be. People think it doesn't matter. Like, I'm like, why would you do that? That's the whole thing. We can't get to the place. That's everything. What was the point if you're gonna?
I know. I went through like 10 Instagram handles before I got to the J Vera, and then after that, my manager was like, "That's it. We're staying there. We're not moving from that spot."
All right, I changed my whole name, so I'm, Kinyo was a whole new thing, and then Instagram. I settled
That's awesome.
Kinyo HQ because I was just like, I was gonna go either Kinyo official or like official Kinyo, and then I was just like, Kinyo
Love
HQ.
that.
Changed it a little. Actually, I'm coming out with a whole new one, which is funny, but I'm going to do Kinyo.org. I'm going to keep the Kinyo HQ. I think having multiple Instagrams is going to be super normal in like 7 years because it doesn't make it's free. They're free.
What?
Everything involved is free. And it's just like about the rate, about how people can interact with their stuff. I'm like, yo, this is just me cooking. This one is just me, like, and a lot of people already do it, but
That's a good. That's a good. I mean, I have one for my dog. I have I have an Instagram just for my dog.
If you do the dog one, I'm sure you can find a couple more for yourself as well. Do a hair, like this is the Hair Chronicles.
It's dedicated just to the hair.
Yeah, the J Vera Hair Chronicles. Only hair.
Man,
one
you called it. You got it out. Like you had all. This is like all your. You got all the. All figure it out.
You just do J Vera freestyles. You just get on there and you just freestyle. That's one. Why not? It's free, and it could be millions of people who like it. All right, episode is done. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. J Vera, you were an amazing guest. You guys find him at the J Vera. He loves his hair and he loves Whataburger outside of San Antonio. It all makes sense.
That's it.
Goodbye.